I want to talk about today. I want to talk about open centers, open identities, and I want to create a little masterclass like this because why not? The new way is your way. That's the point. Why I want to speak about open identity and open center in human design, because this kind of knowledge helps you to deeply, first of all, to deeply understand yourself. You don't need more information, you just need more acceptance of who you are and revelation of the clarification. So this is crystallization with Christina, because you will gain clarity listening this for sure. But the point is, I want to talk about human design, open center, open identity center. Sometimes when we want to become something, as I spoke to many people, and I've seen many charts, and I've seen many beautiful people who are so talented, but they are, as me, I was the same. I was always asking, what is my purpose? What is my one sentence of my profession? How I can put myself in one box and say, okay, I'm gonna be a doctor. And that's it. And we are living in 2026. Or we are living in 21st century, where when you understand, like, here you will hear a lot, because it is not about one knowledge, it is about ancient knowledge that you need to remember nowadays. Even if I'm talking about open centers from human design, it is more of it, because you will understand that when we come to this earth, we have everything as an inside of ourselves, as an answers that we need to answer to ourselves. And the funny part, we are always searching outside in order to get a clarification. This is just a reminder. All we do here is a reminder. And what do you need to right here, right now understand? I hope this works. That you need to clarify two ways of people if you really want to know who's telling the truth, who's not. Because you will, in the digital world, there is a lot of scams, a lot of things, especially if you have open centers in human design. If you have many open centers, that means that you are so receptive in this world. So receptive. And it is not weakness. It is not. I thought that it is weakness, but then I discovered and researched and experiment, and again saw many charts. I discovered about gene keys, and this is a part where we are not exposing and up leveling that the answer is in the knowledge. No, the answer, as I said, is in rememberness. Everything that I do, I will teach you that it is about the rememberness. It is about remembering who you are. But at the same time, when you hear once especially if you like to scroll, if you like you want to discover world. And we nowadays have that on the tip of our finger, literally. The point is, if we keep up scrolling without knowing what is truth, what is not, we will end up even more confused. Because when you come out and you see the bigger perspective, the higher perspective of what we are all doing here, and why is it important to remember, to literally remember who you are. Yeah, I wanted to say who you, because you will hear a lot. Remember who you are. What practically means to remember who you are? Because you will hear a lot. Remember who you are. There is many songs, and the rememberness is the point, because your whole life, literally your whole life, you will keep up to remember what is important to you, what is that you love to do, how you've been as a kid, many truthful, knowledgeable. We will as well create many different words. Yes, you can, because the point is to break the rules. There's someone once said and make a rule and said this is grammatically correct. Okay, sometimes I'm like, people, I need to express myself. The point is here. Many years I've tried to box myself in order to find my truest profession. You know, I got certified in many things. That is not even important, but at the same time it is important, because I was always like this. And remember, we are talking about open centers in human design, and I will literally show you what it looks like. Just a second. So this is a thing that when I've done the charts, I've done to me and my special people and some of the clients. The point is, open center. This is an open center. I will literally, this is an open G center, open identity center. What is actually the point of the G center is solar plexus. Solar plexus. Solar, the sun, is very important, and it will be very important from 2027. That's why I speak all about open centers, because as well, this is an answer for me. Everything that I've done, it was remembering my own sun, the ruler of my sun is the 38. It is like an archetype of warrior, and you will learn a lot. But when I speak about open centers, why this is important, why I am speaking this again after many years, because people globally, it is important to release and liberate yourself from the rulers, and as you can see, it is funny thing that 7 years ago nobody knew, because everyone was like, we need to find a profession, we need to become coaches, we need to become something that it's, we need to find a profession. And at the end of the game, you will see end of the 26, it is, and the beginning of the 27. Can you see that everything changed? Everything. Like everything now is mixed up. Open center. And that's why people, when, the trend where everyone wanted to become a YouTuber, I will come back with this. The point with globally trends, or 4 years ago, 5 years ago, more or less, I think, no, even more, it was 2020, it was 2019. Everyone wanted to become a marketing manager. Everyone wanted to go to have a marketing agency. Everyone. And it is okay. It is trend that made many women rich, especially men's, but women. And I'm glad, because people finally found their own stuff. The thing now with the trends, with everything that it will be important, is in the G center, in identity center, because it is about solar plexus. It is about gut, literally your own gut feeling. It is about how you are feeling, because people, especially if you grew up in the Balkans, you will see that if you are feeling something, the point, you have two solutions: to shut up or to go to the gym. It is a funny thing, but it is true. You can see the tension, the important part. If you do these two things, the first one, if you don't release any kind of tension in yourself, any kind of emotion, you end up with a lot of frustration, because the point is to release everything. Why I teach people, actually why I am reminding people to dance, and why I created Dance or Rememberness, is literally the point to remember to dance, to move in your own movement, but freely, because not every emotion has the certain choreography. It is about somatic work, but the point is, it is about living in your body, and majority of populations are generator. That means, you know what that means? That means that we are every day generating something. And the point of the generators is to generate joyfulness. How you can be joyful is to dance. You literally know when you press the song and when you dance that you feel better, because you move your body without thinking. And the point of our civilization is get the mindset. get the mindset. Yeah, the mindset, it is important, but it is important to put the mind out on the sleep and come back to your body without any kind of thinking. That's the point. To live in the now. Many philosophers would say, but the point is, you know the feeling when you are swimming in the ocean, swimming somewhere, and you are at the certain present, or you are laying down on the grass and you're watching the sky, you are in the present moment. You see where I'm going and why it is all about solar plexus, why it is all about the sun, because everyone teaches you, be afraid of the sun. Put the SPF, put the SPF. If you put the SPF, you will be what? And that's a belief system. Yeah, okay. If you have that kind of believing system, you will literally have the fear, and when you go out, you will need to put the SPF. The importance is to teach to the children that they can live on this planet Earth, being connected with nature. You see that I'm speaking about the life, but it is the point of the sun. The point of it is not about one knowledge. When you discover that it's not about fear and delusion of fear, you will start your deconditioning. Layers and layers and layers. As I said, everything is a believing system. So if you have in your own believing system that you need to be certain about your nutrition, I will not talk about this, but human design has as well digestion, very specific digestion. And the people, everything is about liberation, literally liberation. Literally to liberate yourself from any kind of belief, especially if you think that, I hope this is filming. I really hope, because this is so important to speak up. Like, this is so important. This is, you know why? Literally, this is many years not speaking, and right here, right now, we will speak. I mean publicly, okay? You know, people are saying, be the mysterious one. Yeah, but I have a lot of different knowledges, and people, I need to tell you. I need to tell you. I literally need to tell you, because what is the point having the knowledge if you don't share it? Yeah? Nobody. If nobody, people are strategizing in life who they are talking about. I know everything about the marketing, and still I got frustrated every time. Sometimes I'm speaking in a Russian accent. Every time I got frustrated. You know why? Because it is not about structuring. It is not about strategizing. Yeah, for some people, but that's why knowing your human design chart, that's why knowing your chart, it is so important. Not as an informations, like, you see, there is a lot of information, a lot of information, and you can literally decode your existence just by having this kind of chart. And it is not about information, it is about embodying your own design in your own rhythm, because it will not look like anything else, you know? Because one strategy that someone is using maybe for you is not good, is not useful, because they are speaking from their own perspective and from their own charts. And if they are manifestors, okay. If they are generators, okay. That's why I'm always talking about, if you have a lot of individual energies or tribal energies, without global energies, don't be surprised when you are not globally, you can choose. You can definitely choose to be globally famous. But I have a lot of individual energy. And I literally can't be in a crowded areas many hours. I can't. I am social butterfly, but at the end, it is important to respect your individualism, individual energy. Okay. Open center. And I will finish this up, because listening me right here, right now, like, I'm not just teaching you something, I am reminding you. And if we are innovators, if we want to do something new, we can't do the same thing like we did in the past, like, allowing yourself to find your own GPS, to do what you feel nowadays is even more important. Okay, I'm telling you from my own experience, especially as someone who has a lot of open centers and can literally see the direction of other people's purposes. I can read the energy, that's the point. I can read everything. The point of this, and I know that you have many talents. The point is to discover yourself. Like, this is like more than 8 years of revelation, unlearning, deconditioning. It is not only about human design as well. It is about literally, and people need to do the work, transformation. It is about, it is not tough. It is literally making a space in front of the mirror and telling yourself the truth. Telling yourself what do you want to hear, and as well accepting yourself in any shape or form, because people with open centers are like chameleons, and they are different with different person in different environments. That's why environment is especially so important. Environment is the crucial part of anyone who has open center in human design, because it is, especially, I'm not talking about only open center, identity center. I'm talking about different energetic types. There are someone has open root center, even if they are like manifesting generator or projectors. And if they are in not good environment, they will pick up everything from the environment. And as you know, the root center is the center of safety, is the center of security, is the center where you are literally grounding yourself to the earth. It is all about the red color, and the point is feeling safe. So if you don't feel safe, maybe the environment is literally telling you to move. Okay, this is for today, because this is like a masterclass. Yeah, it is important. And I don't want to sell you a course. I don't want to be a person who is... I want to remember the ancient knowledges where Aristotle could walk in the nature. That was like my offer last year. I created the part where I walk with my students and I teach them about life, about human design, because the point is to be normal. But at the end, I discovered, for me, it is important to respect my own energy, respect my own boundaries, and in order for the quality of the knowledges that I am here to share, I need my solitude. And it is about new way. And it is about letting yourself to do on your own way. That's the point of open center in human design. You see the circle. The circle comes here because it is a point where you are accepting and allowing yourself to do the many things that are new, that are innovative, that are literally designed only for you. And how you can get that? By letting yourself to discover yourself, to discover your own way. Nobody knows better than you for you. That's the point. You have your own GPS, you have everything, you have your own intuition. Yeah, we can co-create, but if you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't know and you're confused and you are searching for the answers from others, the point is, that's the grow up thing. The point is to not letting others guide you, or it is a practical thing. You know, people can say whatever, I can say whatever, and for me it is not important to be dependable, you know, because I'm doing this for my own expression of my purpose, why I am here on this planet Earth. And if I'm not sharing my knowledges, what's the point? What's the point of so much incarnations that I've been like scientist, higher priestess, many things, queens, kings. What's the point if we don't share it as we are, especially as we are? I created a space for expression just because it is so important to find your space to express yourself just the way you are. to find your own energy code, because that's the point. Not to be like anyone else, to see who you are. Because you will end up in a survivor mode, and we literally don't need to be in that mode anymore. We are here to dance and to move. And I want you to remind you that you are a star. I am a star. You are a star. And it's time to remember. Bye. Daj Bože da se ovo sad snimi. Opa. Ako se ovo, if this is recorded, my job is done. My purpose is great.